Hello, everyone. How are you today? Today, we are looking at questions with how. How can be used to ask many different types of questions. Some, I'm sure you're already familiar with. How are you? How old are you? Okay. We're going to look at how in two different videos. For the first video, we will look at how come to ask for a reason. Then we'll look at some common questions asked with how, and we'll end with how often. In the second video, we will look at the difference between how far and how long, some more common questions with how, and we'll end with how about. Let's start with how come. How come is used to ask for a reason. It's similar to why. So normally we would ask why. Why is he so sad? We want to know the reason he's sad. Because his team lost the match. Or why didn't you come to class yesterday? Because I was sick. That's the reason I didn't come to class. How come can also be used to ask, or for a reason, to ask why. But there is a difference in the grammar. So for the question word why, it follows the same grammatical rules as most questions, where the to be verb or the helping verb will come before the subject. Why is he? Why didn't he? For how come, we use the normal sentence order, subject verb. Let's compare. Why is he so sad? How come he's so sad? He is so sad. So we do not invert for question order. We keep it subject verb. Why weren't you in class yesterday? How come you weren't in class yesterday? So that is the difference. The meaning is the same. We're asking why or how come. We're asking for a reason. But with how come, we do not move the helping verb or the to be verb in front of the subject. We leave it in the normal subject verb. Let's practice with a couple. Okay, we have the sentences, why did he leave? Why will you stay home from work? So what would be the question with how come? All right, let's see. Why did he leave? It's past tense. How come he left? Why will you stay home from work? That's future. How come you'll stay home from work? So the key thing to remember with how come is we don't invert for the question order. How come, subject, verb. Okay. Now let's look at other common questions with how. Example A, we see how did you get here? We use how when we're asking about the means or ways of transportation. How did you get here? By car, by taxi, by bus, by plane, by train, on foot. Okay. How did you get here? I drove, I took a taxi, I took a bus, I flew, I took a train, I walked. Right? However you got here, right? How do you get to work in the morning? Or how do you get to school every day? Okay, we're just asking for transportation. We can also ask about the quality of adjectives. Okay, we want to ask someone's age. How old are you? We want the number of years. How tall is he? We want feet, inches, centimeters, right? How big is your apartment? How many rooms does it have? Or how many square feet, how many square meters? How sleepy are you? Very sleepy, a little sleepy. Oh, I'm not sleepy. Right? How hungry are you? How soon will you be ready? How well does he speak English? How quickly can you get here? So any adjective or any adverb can be asked with the question how. Right? Someone is, we say that he has a very, he lives in a very old house. Well, how old? Right? Wow, I saw this very tall man walking on the street. How tall? Okay. Let's practice a few. Okay. Okay, we have some questions and answers. So take a minute, pause the video, and decide which adjective will go in that blank. So for example, in number 1, we ask, how can a cheetah run? It can run 76 kilometers per hour. So we're talking about speed. So we're going to ask, how fast can a cheetah run? We're going to have, we want an adjective. How fast can a cheetah run? It can run 76 kilometers per hour. Go ahead and try number 2 through 6. Pause the video, decide which adjective goes in the blank, and then restart the video. Okay. Back. Good. Let's try it. 4,000 years ago, we're talking about the age. We want to say, how old are the pyramids? Let me check. Okay. Okay. 1,483 feet. Okay. The towers are tall. Grand Canyon. Okay. It's 1.9 kilometers from the top to the bottom. We're talking about depth there. So how deep is the Grand Canyon? The Antarctic, negative 48 degrees. That's very cold. How cold is the Antarctic? And then here we have the sun, 15 million degrees. That's very hot. How hot is the sun? Okay, you got them all right? I know you did. Okay, now let's look at some other questions with how. Again, I have a set of questions and answers. This is simply a matching. Go ahead, pause the video. Look over these answers and decide which of the questions here at the top of the page would go in each blank. Good luck. Okay. You ready? Let's see what you got. The first one is tomato sauce. Okay. I used tomatoes from my own garden. Okay. So we're going to say, how did you make this wonderful tomato sauce? New Orleans next week. I'm going to drive with a friend. How are you going to get to New Orleans? Since your operation, I've been a little tired. How have you been feeling? Middle Eastern history, I read a lot about it. How do you know so much? And then that book so quickly. I'm a fast reader. How did you finish that book so quickly? Next, we will look at, in the next video, we'll look at how far, how long, how about. So I hope you check out the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.